want to take you back to 1976, when scientists definitively linked the hole in the ozone layers to the production of chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. It only took 10 years, but in 1987, the Montreal Protocol was signed by 43 nations to limit CFC use, and we are now seeing the ozone regenerate, and we're seeing the hole in the ozone is going to make a full recovery by 2070. This is one of the greatest successes of averting a global crisis and proof that when nations come together, any global problem can be solved. Unfortunately, it's not going to be quite as simple for averting the climate crisis. Greenhouse gases, pollutants, they're built into every part of modern society. And it's not just one specific part of the world that's going to be impacted, it's regional climates, biodiversity, coral reefs, air pollution, food waste, everything. With the ozone layer crisis, it was a small group of incredible scientists and politicians who had to stop a small group of refrigerant businesses from using one specific chemical. With the climate crisis, there are hundreds of problems leading to thousands of negative impacts. And we're going to need every single person in the world to come together to change their own behaviors and educate others to change theirs as well. So that's why today I'm arguing that the most important part of averting the climate crisis needs to be everyone, everywhere. I'm on time. Great. Uh, every country and every organization needs to commit to net zero targets. Only if every business can achieve 90% reduction in their emissions by 2050 can we keep the global temperature increase to around 1.5 degrees. Let's use a hotel, an organization like a hotel as an example. We think about the building, we think about the lights, we think about the heating, and we think about the company vehicles. That is your scope one and two emissions. But what a lot of people don't realize is that that's only 10% of a company's average emissions. 90% of your emissions will usually be in your scope three, which is everything else. And I've got three examples within scope three that speak to this. Travel, so how your employees get to this building and how your clients get to this building and how you travel around the world. Booking.com's sustainable travel report found that 87% of travelers want to travel sustainably, but only 39 actually actively make environmental friendly travel choices. There's a massive gap in good intentions and actual action, and that is something that's going to have to change if we're going to avert the climate crisis. The other big part of scope three is your purchase goods and services, your procurement, what you spend money on. One of Planet Mark's member businesses is Hypnos, Hypnos Beds, and they've just achieved their Planet Mark Net Zero Committed certification, and they are doing some amazing things to decarbonize all of their products. They were telling me they have a mattress which is constructed from a fabric made of pine needles, made in the factory, completely powered by on-site solar power, which is incredible. And if a hotel bought one of these mattresses, they could massively reduce their associated scope 3 emissions. But the decision to buy that mattress comes from the leadership of the hotel, the procurement team, and the finance team as well, who all individually need to make that decision and invest in this product, which might be a bit risky and might be more expensive, but ultimately those individuals need to make that decision for the better good of their hotel. And the other big part of scope three is finances. Every UK full-time employee needs to have a company pension. The website Make My Money Matter estimates that UK pension schemes invest a staggering £88 billion per year in fossil fuel companies, which is £3,000 per pension holder in the UK. For every £10 you put into a pension, around £2 of that is actually invested in deforestation projects or linked to deforestation. What a lot of people don't realize is actually with one simple call, you can move your pension fund from a regular pension to an ESG fund. Greening our pensions can cut our personal carbon footprints 20 times more than things like going veggie, giving up flying, or switching energy providers. It's the responsibility of the hotel to let their staff know this, but ultimately each individual member of staff needs to make that decision themselves. So why am I talking about all these different areas? All of these emissions aren't like scope one and two, where you install a solar panel and the emissions go down. It's all coming down to the people and the decisions they make, how they travel, what they buy, and where they put their money. Oh God, okay. Uh, the hotel can put all of these things in place, like EV charging points, policies, but ultimately these solutions will not be a success if the individuals don't invest in them. And this isn't just one hotel, oh God. Think of every hospital, every factory, every office all around the world, all their staff and all the general public who engage with those organizations. And you start to understand the scale of the problem and why it's going to involve every human, everywhere in the world to become more climate literate and make better decisions. So that is why I believe that the most important solution to averting the climate crisis is everyone, everywhere.